Just win, baby.
Know who it is, man. It's your boy Raider Rob here, and you're now tuned in to Raider Nation Central. That's right. This is the channel for one thing, all thing, the thing. Raiders. What's going on, man? Hey, look, appreciate you guys for stopping by the channel, man. If you're new to the channel, go ahead, hit that subscribe button. I drop videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday. All right. Until then, maybe do some more, but right now this is going good. I'm starting to get the feel of this. Really liking how I'm getting this content out here to you guys, and looking to make more content for you guys. So if you like it and you want to see more, drop me some down in the comments, man. You know what I mean? I'm gonna go ahead, hook you up. All right. Anyway, if you're not new to the channel or you're new to the channel, go ahead, subscribe. If you're not new, go ahead, hit a like for your boy. All right. Trying to get these likes up, trying to get my subscribers up, man. I got a goal this year to be to 100 subscribers. All right. By the end of the year. It's September. All right. I always try to do set my goals and then make sure I accomplish some goals. So if you can help me out, man, help me get to this 100. If I get to 100, man, who knows? I'll do a gift card giveaway. All right. We'll see what's going on. Or maybe some Raiders memorabilia. I'll figure something out once we get closer to that number. All right. So with that, without further ado, let's get started with the show. One of the things that we're gonna talk about, this, is why the Raiders ain't getting no love, man. Right? Why are we still being ridiculed? Yeah, we lost to the Chargers, but if you see right now, Chargers 2-0. Obviously, Harbaugh has them playing some sound football, right? But the Ravens game was never talked about us. It was one of those games that the Raiders lost the game over the Raiders winning it. So going to talk about a little bit of that, but one of the reasons why I wanted to bring that up was because I want to play a clip, right? Why we're going to start this off right here. I want to play a clip while I'm getting things loaded up. I want to play a clip from Maxx Crosby. If you're not familiar with Maxx Crosby's show, he has a show called The Rush, right? Where it's two, and I believe two of it.
There's the one viral clip. Everybody saw it. We're watching the game. Gardner throws that interception, and they're panning to him running off the field. And then you see you just come in, grab him, and have your conversation. What was said in that exchange?
Honestly, it was more about just letting him. I was just reminding him who the fuck he was. Confidence is everything, and that was my message to him. I'm not gonna say exactly what I said, but it was just reminding him who the fuck he is, and we're gonna win this game. You know what I mean? He delivered, bro. I was super happy for him. Got to see him. In the weight room, we were both finishing our workout. He just come up, give me a big bro hug, and that's my guy, bro. I fuck with Garner, and we believe in him.
So, he said confidence is everything. I truly believe that. I believe confidence is everything, especially in that moment, especially after throwing a pick. You don't want to be kind of ridiculed as you come off the sidelines when you know you still got literally a whole nother quarter to play football. All right. Shout out to Mad Max, man. Hey, man, showing them what a leader is supposed to do, showing them that, you're not supposed to just be going in the media talking stuff, just trying to not be a motivator. And, when you look in the league right now, there's a lot of guys that don't do that. All right. There's a lot of me guys in the NFL. There's a lot of guys, and I don't want to name specific names right now, but I would if it was somebody on the Raiders. If it was somebody on the Raiders right now, I would definitely say something just because I'm with the nation. All right. So Mad Max, man, really think that you that was great, man. Just to know the fact you pulled him out especially in the moment where you have to get out on the field. He made it his duty to say, hey, look, you that guy, you that dog. Like he said, he messes with Minshew, man. He's their quarterback. They're rolling with Minshew. Minshew was recruited to come here. All right. A lot of people were hoping that we could get a backup quarterback. That wasn't meant for that rookie quarterback. I mean, that wasn't meant that rookie quarterback would have started. All right. So let's just quit the narrative of what we don't like about our team and focus on what we do like. This team is together. This team is fighting. This team is disciplined. And this team has a passion to want to win football games. And right now, Raider Nation, this is where we have to start with to build that steady dosage of us winning football games, being in the playoffs. You want that, right? You want to be able to do that. You want to have that type of hold in the NFL because there's longevity in that. So I really do like what Mad Max said about that. Kudos to them, man. Kudos to those guys. Like I said, in my last video, I broke down what I liked about what they did in the game. I also the preview of that week 2, I told you what I thought they needed to win the game, and they succeeded. Okay. It was a hard fought one, but they succeeded, they won it. Now, on to what I really, 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 really don't know about here is I'm gonna get back in here, is the power rankings. All right, so power rankings are out for this week, and I don't know if I should do I'm not gonna do USA today. I'll do ESPN. ESPN probably be as close, maybe NFL.com, but we'll see where they have the Raiders at for. And I'm kind of gonna scroll through and see where everybody's placed. Normally, I go right to the Raiders. Of course, the Chiefs are number 1. The Bills are number 2. The Bills jumped up a lot. San Fran dropped. Houston had a nice leap up. Detroit took a little step back. So did Philly, but the Buccaneers, man, jumping all the way up. That's pretty crazy. The Chargers, top 10. Wow. Okay. So, I mean, to each his own. It's still early in the football season. So that's you kind of gotta take these with a grain of salt. Uh Maybe, strength of schedule with things like that nature will probably adjust a lot of these because we're only, like I said, we're only going into the 3rd week. But as you can see, it's certain teams. The Ravens at 13. They only dropped 4 spots, and they have no wins. That's what kind of got me when I seen that. Every other team be ahead of them. Every other team in this power rankings has the Ravens. They don't have a win. They're sitting at 13. The Cowboys, and that's what really got me when I heard about that. The Ravens are still top 15 with no wins, but whatever. All right. ESPN, I don't know what, and the notion is this. Let's just read what they say because this is about the Raiders, everything Raiders, but this is a team that the Raiders beat at home, right? At their home. It says Hill. It says most important player is Justice Hill. Whatever. Y'all know what that means. Hill entered the season and changed the pace back with Derrick Henry, but played 72 snaps through 2 games, 7 more than Henry in the rushing game. Hill has averaged 5 yards per carry, 25 yards, 5 rush attempts on a passing game. He has caught 8 passes, 62 yards, provides strong pass protection for Lamar Jackson. This has nothing to do. I don't know what that means. All right, now I could play this clip, but I'm not playing none of that. All right. The Ravens are 0-2 sitting at 13. I'm just scrolling. I don't even see in Cincinnati's. The AFC South is getting love, ESPN. They're getting love. How you got 2 teams, they ain't got a win. They both in the AFC. I'll tell you something about the AFC South. Pittsburgh is 2-0. What are you doing? You got Cincinnati at 18, they ain't got a win. You got Baltimore at freaking 13. They ain't got to win. Come on, man. Make it make sense. Even if it adjusts, at least put them where they rightfully need to be at. Right? You ain't got to win. The Rams, same thing. It's a lot of these teams that this is what I'm talking about. The Rams are 0-2, sitting at 20, and they're still higher than the Raiders. The Raiders are at 21. They were week 2 ranking, they were at 28. They've jumped obviously 7 spots. Their most important backup role player is Alexander Madison. According to ESPN, which I'm gonna tell you what, ESPN ain't with the nation. All right? ESPN ain't with the nation. The nation knows about the nation. Maybe if you get your little fact checkers or whatever you got going on. But I do like the fact they threw Alexander Mass in there. I do think he's a key component to the Raiders offense. Is he the only component? No. And the fact that you said most important backup / role player, I beg to differ. We all know who the real but who's the best backup and role players on the nation. And Alexander Madison isn't even in the top 2. All right. But they want to talk about Madison has his rushing yards, attempts at Baltimore. He's already had 2 touchdowns on 13 touches. He's had a 31-yard catch for a touchdown. The Raiders rookie star, Zamir White, he's not been showing out. But you look at this, Cleveland Browns, they're man, that's the thing. They're 22. The Cleveland Browns have literally are sitting second in the division now, and the other 2 teams are ahead of you. So ESPN, I don't know who does your rankings. I don't. But I will say this. Not good. Anyway, man, I just wanted to show that. And the reason why I wanted to show that was because it was such a lack of disrespect on the Raiders' behalf. Because why would you guys make 2 teams 0-2? If you ain't got to win, you're at the bottom of the barrel. I could have scrolled all the way down, and I knew there would have been 2 teams. I said, well, because they got Lamar Jackson, they got this. The Raiders arguably have one of the top defenses in the NFL. Not the top defense, but one of them. We're going to clean up that running. We're going to clean up that rushing attack. We are getting ran on, but we have a bend but don't break mentality. What does that mean? That means, yeah, you might score on us here and there. But when we start playing that style of football and we lock in, it gets very tight for a lot of teams when you're playing the Raiders right now. And we're only going to get better. We're only going to get better. I don't see this being somewhere we're going to go behind. I don't see where this is something that we're going to go behind and start playing not the style of football that we need to play. All right. The Raiders are legitimately taking control of their own destiny, right? And it started with Baltimore. It actually started with the Chargers, but I think in that game, Getsy was still trying to figure out what he wanted to do, and I'm pretty sure now Pierce has told him, "Hey, look, this is something we have to add. If you see this pivot, you know, he wants to play a certain way, but he also doesn't want to be stuck and not being able to move the ball because Pierce knows if we don't move the ball, it doesn't give my defense enough time to get some rest. If we don't move the ball, it doesn't allow Patrick Graham to play a certain style of defense that he wants to play. If we do not move the ball, we don't control the game in our way. So let's start working on that, right? Getsy is definitely got a lot of things to work on moving forward. I'm not gonna talk about how if I'm not a Getsy fan or Getsy is somebody I want. Those conversations I have had, but I'm just a firm believer now. We here now. So either you are a part of it or you're against it. And right now I'm a part of it. You know, I'm a part of the nation and always have been. It's just as far as what I mean, as far as with Getsy. Are you gonna be our coordinator for the long haul, or you just somebody supplementing until we get who we need, right? So the Raiders really need to take this win and build off of it and still look at the fact that Raiders, you are being disrespected. Okay? You are being so disrespected that it's not even funny. I mean, what are we doing? You know, you guys, your analysts and these guys that are sitting there, everybody picked the Ravens. So that tells you right there that if everybody picked the Ravens, they don't believe in you because they don't know who you are. Well, you're finding out right now. And, you know, this is just a league, man, where most people who look at the NFL just see the Chiefs or the Cowboys or, you know, who else we got? You know, just any other team that's not, you know, has a star power, I guess you could say. Raiders got star power. You know, the Raiders have a good body of work. They also have a great nucleus for being able to win. I think everybody is so harped up on the fact that we don't have a quote unquote franchise quarterback. Sometimes you don't need one. And sometimes it's not necessarily just because you got their franchise quarterback means that you're going to win a bunch of Super Bowls or have a style of play that is just you can't beat it. The Raiders play solid football. Now, do I think there's a lot they need to clean up? Yes, of course. But it's week 2. We also are still coming into the notion that a lot of these guys did not play a lot of game reps during preseason. So the only ones that's really in full swing are those who were making the team. So that's where we're at with it, right? I'm not really too torn up about anything right now because the record that I had them at and where they're pacing right now is still on pace for that. I want to actually see them do better than what my record had put out, but I think that they are on a good pace. I think they're on a good pace to be able to arguably make a push for something. And the fact that we did beat the Ravens, see, this is a very key component that people don't realize. You know, the Ravens are in the AFC South. No, I'm sorry, AFC North. I said South. The Ravens are in the AFC North. All right. They're in there with a division with Cleveland, Cincinnati, and Pittsburgh. It could be easy enough that 3 of those teams try to get into the playoffs. Right. Now, what would separate that, especially if it was a fight for the Raiders and they come close to a tiebreaker, if they could beat those teams like a Baltimore, like a Cincinnati, and also like a Cleveland, it's going to bode well for them because they can own a head-to-head, which would give them a jump in the playoff hunt, maybe for a last wild card spot. Hell, man, who knows, man? Maybe the division, right? So that's one of the things we're going to take into consideration, man, is just knowing, stacking these wins up, building that confidence up, like Max said, just getting that confidence, man. Getting that confidence knowing that whenever you go out there and you go play, that football is going to be played out here and we're going to crack some skulls, all right? We're going to go out here and play high-octane defense. We are really trying to get that offense together. If you guys watch the whole game, Devontae Adams is him, and Brock Bowers is going to be him. All right. I'm not saying Brock Bowers is like the next, Tony Gonzalez or Darren Waller or anybody of that nature, even Travis Kelce or Gronk or any of those notable tight ends right now. I believe he still has a lot of work to do before he ever put in that category with those tight ends. Those guys work too hard. And it's for me, as much as I respect the game of football, I know that those type of accolades have to be earned. All right. We all know Devontae Adams. We all know what the heck he do. All right. Devontae Adams is a monster, man. Rarely drops anything. That drop he had, like I said, was just one of them. But Brock Bowers is showing why he was rated amongst quarterbacks and running backs and wide receivers in this previous draft. So shout out to them. Shout out to the Raiders organization. Shout out to Antonio Pierce for being the head coach and helping motivate these guys on a weekly basis. It's something that's needed. It's something that most coaches, I think, now in this NFL don't even do anymore. And that's really coach. Tom Coughlin. Mike Tomlin talks about coaching players, and that's a part of NFL, man. You're still supposed to coach. You're still supposed to help guys get better, right? And that's one thing I think Antonio Pierce is trying to do. It's just let these guys know, hey, man, we're just getting better. We want to get better every day, every day, every day. Stacking these wins, compounding it, building that culture that we know that we are the team to be effed with. All right. So with that being said, guys, I really appreciate the time for just talking to you guys here. Like I said, want to just kind of go over that, kind of read that off to you. Be on the lookout, like I said, for my content. I drop every Monday, Wednesdays, and Saturdays. This week, I got a special guest coming on my Saturday show. So if you already new, like I said, to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. It helps me out. Also, tell me what you think about all of this. Do you think the Raiders are being snubbed, right? Sitting at 21. Should they be higher? Should they be lower? What do we think about O'Connell? What do we think about O'Connell? Do we think we might see O'Connell at some point this season if Gardner starts to fail? Or is Gardner our guy locked in for the remainder of the season? You guys let me know, all right? With that, if there ain't nothing else, y'all know what time it is, man. One thing's for certain, two things for sure. Raider Nation, we here to go. All right? Talk to you guys soon.